Our high school seniors had a bizarre finish to their senior year. To honor their accomplishments, here are interviews with each of them.
Well, I'm here this Saturday morning, with Daniel Brahs. Daniel's the son of Mark and Blanca. He's one of our graduating high school seniors, and he and I are going to have a little chat and where he is at presently and where he's heading. So how's it going, Daniel?
Good, good. How about you?
Hey, not too bad. It's a Saturday. It's beautiful, but wow, it's chilly out.
Yeah.
Do you have to work today?
No, not today. Today's my day off. I just worked like 4 days in a row.
Okay.
But yesterday I had to work like during the cold and everything, and it was not fun. So.
Yeah, and for the benefit of everybody watching this, where do you work?
Walmart in the lawn and garden section.
Okay. And so when we're not locked down and sheltered in place and all that, where have you gone to school?
I've gone.
Or where have you been going?
I've been going to Norwell, and before that King Academy, and then before that I was homeschooled. So.
Okay. Did you ever run into one of your high school teachers, Byron, or did you used to?
Yeah, no, I ran into him all the time during the halls. He's like, hey, what's up, Daniel? And I was like, oh, hey, Byron. It's like all the time. So yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're working at Walmart. You got your Norwell. You're going to graduate from Norwell, and then what's planned? What do you have planned after high school, Daniel?
Well, for now, my plan is to go to Ivy Tech for my first 2 years, like do my general classes, stuff like that. And then after that, I plan on majoring in like computer engineer.
Okay.
That's what I want to do. So, and right now, I'm planning on going to Purdue, Fort Wayne. Not sure if that's going to be where I end up going, but that's my plan right now. So hopefully that ends up working.
So you've been kind of stuck at home for a couple of months, no school, can't really get together with friends. Have you had any big aha moments or any big thoughts about life or?
Not really. I've been starting to get into the groove of like, since this whole quarantine started like doing things that like I wouldn't normally do. I guess that's one thing that it gave me the chance to do. Just like experiment a little bit with things. So I guess that's one thing, like hair, I guess. Been able to experiment with that. So yeah.
So you've been coming to our church, I think you told me before, maybe 7 years?
Yep, 7 years.
Okay, so if you could rewind 4 years to the beginning of high school and talk to the younger Daniel Brahs, you're about to head into Norwell for high school and then high school, Sunday school. What's some advice you'd give yourself if you could do it all over again?
Not to really worry about being popular, I guess. That type of stuff doesn't really carry out, at least from what I see. Into the real world, you don't really see that. Like the popularity and like, yeah, I don't really see that. Just make friends, just make friendships when you're in high school. Friendships last forever if you want them to, and it's definitely a good thing to focus on more than popularity.
Yep, that sounds like good advice we could all pay attention to. Do you have any favorite Sunday school memories, Daniel?
Definitely one thing was definitely Jeff. I can't remember his last name.
Hayden.
Hayden, yeah. His lesson was definitely one that really opened my eyes. Made me see that a lot of everyone there that as a member of the church can really help you in any way if you just let them to. So yeah, it's definitely one thing.
Was that?
It was about addiction. The lesson was.
Was it when just the guys were together, or was it with a big?
Yeah,
bunch?
It was just all the guys. One of those guys' lessons. I really liked those guys' lessons actually. Those were really good.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Well, you kind of. I had three questions. You kind of wrapped up all in one with that answer. But have there been any Bible verses or books of the Bible that you've really enjoyed?
Not so much Bible verses. I don't really have one that sticks out to me, but my favorite book of the Bible is definitely Revelations. I just like the mystery of it, I guess. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite one.
Yeah, it's a book with a lot of different layers of meaning.
Yep.
It's interesting. Well, Daniel, as you graduate, you got the summer, and then you go to Ivy Tech in the fall. What are some ways that we can pray for you, that the people watching this and your family and others?
Well, for one, definitely my family. I definitely feel like in this whole time, it's definitely good for them to stay safe, including me, especially when I'm out there at Walmart. Another thing though is definitely procrastinating, because everyone does that, and I feel like going into college is something I should try to work on. Try to prepare myself for that and try to keep my A game, so to say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely those two things.
Okay. Well, on behalf of Tad Bumgartner and myself and all those watching this, we want to wish God's richest blessings on you, that He lays out a path for you in college and career, and that you're really blessed. So, Daniel, thanks for sharing part of your Saturday with me, and I hope you have a great day.
Okay, thank you. You too.
Thanks. Well, I'm here this morning with Grace Moser, and Grace is the daughter of Clint and Amy, and she's one of our graduating seniors, and she and I are going to have a little talk this morning. Does that sound all right, Grace?
Yep, sounds right.
So this may be the biggest milestone yet in your life, and I'm not talking about coronavirus. I'm talking about high school graduation and being done with high school, and who would ever thought it turned out like it did?
Yeah, I never would have thought that my senior year would turn out like this.
Yeah, so many things you think about, cap and gown, and maybe for like the senior trip with the Sunday school, and just all kind of put on, not done. Kind of nuts.
Yep.
So bring everybody up to speed. Where do you go to school, or where did you go to school other than like your house for the last 2 months?
I go to Adams Central High School, and yeah, I'm a senior.
Okay. And what are your plans after high school?
I'm going to Purdue Fort Wayne to study elementary education.
Okay. So do you have a job right now, or what do you do when you used to have school? What did you do after school?
After school, I used to go to like swim practices during like the winter time, and then musical practices, but that got nixed the night of thanks to Corona. So all that work for nothing, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, doing work with pigs and stuff like that. So.
Okay. That seems to be a very common phrase these days. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So if you think back to like the last 2 months of being sheltered in place, that horrible phrase or whatever, what have you learned about yourself or life or your family? Anything profound or silly?
That I should move away to college, but I'm not. I'm sticking here. My family. They can drive me a little crazy, but in the long run, I will always love them. They will always be my family. And I learned that, like, some things you just can't change. As much as you want them to change, it is what it is, and there's a bigger plan for all of this.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what comes from it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could rewind 4 years and have a chance to give the younger Grace advice about entering high school, what would you tell yourself?
Make sure you're outgoing and like get involved in everything you can, because that's where, well, future Grace made a lot of friends and grew in that.
Okay, that sounds like great advice. And then kind of taking it a little deeper, kind of spiritual level, what have you learned in the last 4 years from Sunday school or church, or just relationships you've developed, or things you've explored outside of church?
Never take it for granted, because each little moment has its own special meaning. And like with Corona, it was all taken away without any warning or anything like that. So like the moments I had at school, at Sunday school, I always took for granted. So just always make sure you enjoy those, because they'll be over before you know it.
Yep, sounds like great advice. Do you have, when you think back over Sunday school time, do you have a favorite memory, whether it was an event you participated in or any good memories?
I always remember like ACYF and all those fun things where you would go. My freshman year, it was here, and it was I'm pretty sure it was like a pretty nasty day out. So we were all just kind of stuck inside in KA, and we just all played volleyball. We just all had a lot of fun. You always have fun on those trips. Always go on those because, yeah, they're so much fun.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, and then kind of along those same lines, has there been a Bible verse or a book of the Bible that's been a favorite of yours or that's meant a lot?
I really like Proverbs because it has a lot of life lessons in here to teach you. That's kind of why I was a little late because I couldn't find it.
Okay.
But I found one that I really like. It's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Those two are really special to me. And there were more, but I just couldn't find them.
Yep. And that's the one that talks about waiting on God, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Waiting
awesome.
on God and trusting Him with your paths.
Yep. And that's perfect couple of verses for the stage of life you're at, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Think about what your path might be.
Mm-hmm.
And then how about Sunday school lesson? I've talked to just guys. As far as you're the only girl.
I'm the only senior girl.
Yeah. So I just talked to the guys. What have been your favorite? Have you had any favorite Sunday school lessons or moments?
I don't think I have any like favorite lesson, but I know I always love the ones that you can apply to your life, like about like friendship and like how you should be a friend to others and kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, those I agree. Those seem to be the best ones, even if they're deep into the Bible. As soon as they get that application, that's when it really helps, I think. Grace, how can we as church and as parents and as Sunday school teachers and leadership, how can we pray for you?
Just that I make sure I know what path I need to go on and that I use my gifts for good.
Okay. That's great. We'll be sure to do that. Well, on behalf of Tad and myself, we want to wish you all the possible blessings that God has, and that He makes your paths clear and He makes them smooth, and that you enjoy whatever is ahead of you. So congratulations on graduating, Grace, on whatever form that takes.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm here tonight with Hayden Craighead. He is the son of Jason and Gwen, and he's another one of our graduating seniors. So how's it going, Hayden?
Going good. How about you?
Not too bad. It's a nice spring evening outside. Can't beat that.
Yep.
So you've come to the end of what we call a milestone. It's kind of a big one for you.
Yeah.
But did you ever think it would end up like this with delayed commencement, no open house, no school?
Yeah, it's crazy, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, no kidding. So where do you go to school when you're in school?
Bluffton.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. And then do you have a job currently, or what do you do to keep busy?
Yeah, right now I'm working at Meyer Building.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Does that tie in at all with what you want to do after high school?
No, not really.
Okay. So what are your plans?
I'm gonna get a PFW for actuarial science.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So we've been kind of confined and this is a question I didn't tell you about, but we've been confined for like 2 months, shelter in place, a horrible phrase. What have you learned in 2 months that you didn't know before?
Man, I don't know. I kind of just got a job because I was getting kind of bored.
Okay.
Need to get out and do something.
Sounds good. So let's kind of rewind 4 years and think about yourself as an incoming freshman, either to high school or just those years or Sunday school. What would you tell your younger self if you could?
Just enjoy it because it goes by really fast.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Any big lessons you've learned in the last 4 years? Whether church or school or life, what lessons have you learned?
I'd say mostly don't worry about what other people think about you, because then you'll always end up getting disappointed.
And do you have any favorite Sunday school memories, whether that's events we've had or Sunday school teachers? Do you have any favorite memories?
the Top Golf trip with the seniors and juniors, that was really fun.
Yeah, good. That was not a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
Right before we got all shut down.
Mhm.
Good deal. I don't know if you're a memorizer. I'm a bad memorizer, but do you have any Bible verses that are special to you?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I do have one that's Jeremiah 29:11.
Okay.
So that's for I know the plans I have for you, said the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you future and a hope. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
I don't really know quite what's gonna happen, but I know God's got a plan.
Perfect. Perfect verse for this time in your life.
Mhm.
How about Sunday school lessons in particular? You've had 4 years of high school, and you went through maybe 8 or 9 or 10 years of Sunday school before that. Do you have any favorite lessons that you remember or special times?
I really enjoyed the guys only classes in high school.
Okay.
Girl class, and those were fun.
So Hayden, going forward, when you go to PFW, you got summer ahead of you and a job. How can we in the church pray for you?
I would say just pray that I choose kind of the right path and career or major, just because I'm still kind of on the wall about something like what I really want to do.
Well, this has been pretty brief, but on behalf of Tad and me and everybody who's watching here, we just pray that God blesses you richly, and whatever you undertake, that He blesses that, and that you grow closer to Him. And we just want to wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So thanks for spending some time with us tonight, and look forward to seeing you when we're back in church again.
Yep, sure thing.
Well, I'm here this afternoon with Jack Gerber. Jack is the son of Vince and Susan, and he's going to be graduating here shortly. And he and I are going to have a little conversation. Ready to go with that, Jack?
Oh yeah.
All right. So you kind of reached the end of maybe the biggest phases of your life so far. And who would have ever thought it would have worked out like this?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So bring us all up to speed. Where do you go to high school, or where did you go other than like your house?
So I went to Norwell High School all 4 years. But it seems like it came to an end pretty quick though.
Yeah,
A little too short.
good. So
But,
do you work anywhere right now? Do you have a job?
as of now, I'm basically just working for my dad. So I'm getting a summer job in the summertime. It's going to be a tennis instructor for Parks and Rec. So I'll be doing that all summer long, and that'll be my job. So
All right. Sounds good. And then beyond summer, what are your plans after high school?
go to Purdue University, West Lafayette, and start with exploratory studies and try to get into the engineering program
Okay.
and become a industrial engineer. So
Sounds good. Sounds like a good career
yes.
path. Okay, so we've been like in this, I hate this phrase, shelter in place for 2 months now. And what's one thing you've learned during that time about yourself, the world, whatever?
I would say, one thing that I've learned about myself is that I really enjoy playing the guitar because I picked it up before quarantine hit, before COVID was really serious, and I enjoyed it. And then once we were quarantined, I played it a lot, and I think it's so much fun. And I didn't really think I would. I thought I wouldn't really enjoy playing an instrument, but I found out that I did.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
yeah.
I should have found this out earlier and could have had you like play a little piece for us.
I don't know about that. I don't really play in front of other people.
All right. So if you could rewind 4 years to when you were coming into a freshman, you could go back and talk to your younger self. What would you tell your younger self about high school? Whether it's in regular school or church, Sunday school, what would you go back and tell yourself?
I would say that whenever you come into high school, I would say, well, definitely focus on school. That's really important. But I would also say maybe try, if you're not already in a group of friends that are really good and like build you up and like, you know, like kind of help you out and stuff like that, I would say get a good group of friends that like I said, build you up, keep your faith strong, you know, like keep making your, like, basically find a group of friends that make you a better person and like make you a better Christian. Cause like I definitely found that out. Like I've always had like a group of friends, and they're all like great guys. And I think that's like one of the main reasons why like I'm like who I am, and like why I've like keep becoming a Christian and like have had like a stronger walk with God. I think that's one of the main reasons why, like, yeah, just like having them by my side and like having my back, that just definitely helps throughout high school.
Okay,
So
sounds like good advice. So kind of in that same time frame, thinking back over the last 4 years or high school, what's some big things you've learned?
I would say make sure you actually do study, because I know a lot of people say don't study. You don't really have to study in high school. I did. Definitely my junior and senior year more.
Do you have a favorite Sunday school memory, whether it's a teacher or a lesson or an event or just some experience in Sunday school or your last 4 years in church?
I would say whenever we have the Sunday school parties, dodgeball was always one of my top favorite things to do. But also just like whenever we have the Sunday school parties or the get-togethers, I would say just like playing basketball with friends and stuff like that. So
Okay. Good stuff. I'm not going to put you on the spot and make you recite it, but do you have a favorite memory verse you like?
I do not have a favorite memory verse, but yeah, I would say one of my favorite books in the Bible, since I don't, I'm terrible with memorizing.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite books in the Bible is Job, I would say, just because of the whole story that or not the story, but just because of all that he went through.
Yeah.
So I don't have a specific verse, but a book.
Yeah. How about a particular Sunday school lesson? You had any good ones that stick with you?
I would say, I don't remember when exactly it was or what it was exactly about, but I remember Byron Gerber would have a lot of his lessons where he would talk about relationships, and that's stuck with me for as long as I can remember, since through high school. And I think it's helped me out, and I think it's one of the main things that stuck with me, just like how he talks about relationships, how important they are.
Okay.
So
That's great. So for everybody who's listening and who will watch this, what's one way we can pray for you, Jack, over the next few years?
I can get through college. I would say that I can get through college with good grades, and that I can keep my head up and work hard.
Okay.
So
Sounds good. Well, on behalf of Dad and me, we want to wish you all the blessings that the next few years and your future holds. And I'm sure everybody who's watching this would wish the same thing. So anything you want to say in parting?
Hey, I'm thinking I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. I appreciate that, Jack.
No problem.
Well, on this beautiful spring night, I've got the privilege of being on a call with Caden Buehler. And Caden is the son of Travis and Missy. And he's one of our graduating seniors from Sunday school. And so he and I are going to have a little bit of a chat. How's it going, Caden?
Good.
Good. So this is kind of a big phase of your life. You're done with high school. I mean, there seems like there's some major phases in life: high school, college, marriage, children, whatever. This is a big one, but who would have thought you would end up having commencement in July and doing the last 2 months of school at home. That's crazy.
I know. It's definitely been different.
Okay, how's it been going?
It's been going pretty good. Yep.
Okay, I guess so. If you what have you learned in the last couple of months about yourself or life or living with your family in close proximity? Any big revelations?
Yeah, yeah, I guess I never really quite like fully understood how like being with people and fellowship really matters, like outside of your family, because I mean once you're secluded from everyone else, you really start to miss them, and they have an impact on you, either positive or negative. So hopefully it is positive. I know it mostly is for me, so it's just been
Yeah.
kind of hard being away from people for so long.
So do you work now? Do you have a job, or has it just been school?
Yes. No, okay, so usually 3 to 4 days a week I'm working at Outdoor Concepts, and then
Okay.
the other 2 or whatever it is left over, I'm doing schoolwork at home. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the question that everybody wants to ask you right now is what's next?
For the first year, I plan to go to Purdue Fort Wayne
Okay.
to study finance, and I'm working on getting my real estate license, so I plan to go into that. So we'll see after the first year at Purdue Fort Wayne. I might go to Purdue, but it just depends on how this first year goes. So
Okay. Well, so if we could rewind a little bit and go back to like when you were a freshman coming into high school, and you could talk to your younger self, what would you tell your younger self? What advice would you give?
I mean, it's kind of cliche, but like a lot of people say, like just to cherish each moment, because honestly, like I've heard it going all through school, and like this, like I was planning on like the last 3 or 4 months of my senior year to really cherish, and then once it got cut short by the virus, I mean, it really is just kind of, I mean, it's sad, but I mean, yeah, it's just gotta cherish it before it's gone. So.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be telling yourself that again a few times in your life, and it's certainly been the case for me.
Yeah.
So you've been through
Yeah.
maybe 14 years of Sunday school at Bluffton North, probably, and there's a lot of chances for memories in there. What have been some of your favorite Sunday school memories, whether they're events or teachers or friends or goofy things you've done? What are some of the best memories?
I'd probably say I remember like my freshman year getting to go into the high school, like like it's kind of like it was kind of seen as like a growing up, because I mean it was I was nervous, but now as a senior, like looking back, like I had nothing to be worried about, but just making that transition from the little like Sunday school rooms to the big like the benches. So
It seems like. So I don't know if you're a memorizer or you just have verses that you like, but are there any Bible verses that mean a lot to you?
Yeah, so one that I've always liked and it's always stuck with me is Matthew 7:3. So it's the like just the like the not really the King James version of it, kind of my own, but it's like why do you judge your brother's speck in his eye when you have a plank in your own? Kind of like a hypocrisy verse. So because I know it's so easy to fall into that. I know for me, I mean I try not to, but I mean you're judging people all the time, and even if you're not knowing it or realizing it at the moment, but it's easy to do, and it can really kind of it can just kind of tarnish your view on people, and it might not even be true, and when you might have the same problem as yourself. So it's just a verse I always keep in mind. It kind of humbles me, and just I don't know, I've always liked that one.
Any particular Bible or Sunday school lessons that you've enjoyed especially, or times in school?
I wouldn't really. I mean, I have a lot of favorite stories, but I especially like the kind of like David's journey on how like he's considered the man sought after God's own heart, but I mean he messes up plenty of times, and it just kind of you can relate to it on a personal level. So I've always enjoyed the stories of David. So
yeah, that's great stuff. Caden, as you move forward and go to Purdue Fort Wayne, wherever life takes you, how can me and my family and all those listening and who are going to see this video, how can we pray for you?
Honestly, just mainly praying for me I'm scared because I don't really know what the future holds, and I know God knows, but I obviously don't. So just to pray for me for closure and kind of just like, I don't know, lowered stress levels, I guess,
Yeah.
moving on and growing up.
Well, we'll be sure to do that. Well, on behalf of Tad and myself and everybody watching this, want to wish you all the richest blessings that God can give
Thank
you
you.
for career and family and whatever that may, however that may unfold. So it's been great talking to you
appreciate it.
tonight. And again,
Yep, you too.
hope the rest of your senior year, what's left of it's a great one.
Thank you. Thank you.